So the question we should be asking is, what is the impact on men to produce 70,000 sperm per heartbeat? And that the average ejaculation, has about 300 million sperm. This means once a man ejaculates under normal conditions, it will probably take him 3 days to recuperate all 300 million sperm. Now, the reason I say probably is because it's going to depend on some other factors, like what is his natural testosterone level, what is the amount of stimulation in his environment, because the physical attraction of females, sexual cues from females increase heart rates, which increase sperm production, and how physically fit he is. Like, all these things start to factor into how long it's going to take him to get back up to 300 million once he's ejaculated. But the question is, right? We can understand the concept of blood pressure, right? You don't just have blood in your body. There is blood pressure. The heart is pumping blood through the body, and the rate at which it is pumped through the body is considered the blood pressure. So, if you will, men have what you call sperm pressure, right? That a man's sexual motivation is going to be determined by the amount of pressure that 300 million sperm is putting on his body to essentially get rid of. And here's what's really interesting. Is, let's say that a man does not have a sexual partner, a girlfriend or a wife, and he doesn't masturbate. His body will force him to remove those sperm, the 300 million sperm. Once he gets to 300 million, the body starts looking for ways to dump the sperm. It needs to get rid of it because it's still producing sperm. So the next batch needs to come up. So if he's not masturbating and he's not having sex, he's going to have what they call a nocturnal emission, or what is otherwise known as a wet dream. And this is the amount of pressure that is being internally imposed upon men, external stimulation excluded. And so sometimes when we talk about how men need to control themselves, right? Like, don't look at me, don't keep it in your pants. Like, sometimes these conversations are being had without any real understanding of the biological process that is taking place here. And the amount of sexual energy that naturally exists in the average man. And so then you can understand why it tends to be the case that husbands tend to want sex more than wives, or boyfriends more than girlfriends, because men have this biological sperm pressure, not blood pressure, sperm pressure. Sperm pressure, it's a term I just made up. I've never heard the term before. So when you understand sperm pressure, some men can have high sperm pressure, right? Like, you can have high blood pressure, you can have high sperm pressure, and that's gonna again depend on your social factors, social and other factors, right? Other biological factors. So if you come from a line of men with high testosterone, essentially meaning like alpha males. So if you come from a legacy of alpha males, then you are more likely to have higher sperm pressure than the average man. So you need sex more often because your body is producing sperm at a higher rate. And so remember, I said 300 million is average. There are some men that produce 600 million. So that means their sperm pressure is going to be significantly higher. And so this is why women's dress and things of that nature can inadvertently stimulate men. Remember, I told you that The average man has about 9 erections a day. 9 erections a day. And these erections, and it could be more depending upon the stimulation. And so then you can understand why modesty and dress, particularly for women, becomes something a little more critical than him not looking. Like, if you have this amount of sexual pressure, then what the body is looking for, even if you aren't, what the body is looking for is a release. And so that pressure is kind of forcing men unconsciously to see every woman as a opportunity for release, which is why it has random erections. Like, oh, is that one? Is that one we can get? Is that a place we can dump? And that's what it's looking for. It's looking for a place to sperm dump, to release the pressure. And so, and depending on the man, right, it could be every 2 or 3 days where his body is telling him, all right, we full, you need to do something. And so this explains as well why men frequent porn, right? Because porn, the interesting thing is, I heard some research some time ago that suggested that men don't watch whole porn, right? They watch whatever amount is required to get them to ejaculation is how much they watch. They won't watch the whole porn. Very few men watch like the whole episode of porn. So just something for you to think about when we're talking about the nature of male-female relationships and why men will really lie and cheat and steal to get vagina. It's not really the vagina that they're looking for. They're looking for a place to dump sperm. And so as a woman, you want to make sure that a man is looking for something more than a sperm dump. Thank you.